I defend Justin Baldoni in this lawsuit with Blake Lively because I think she's horrible and she's made up this whole thing because she tried to steal his movie. But he is the most overly feminized man I've had to endure in recent history. Everything he says is self-flagellating over the fact that he's a man. But he's, to me, is sort of the embodiment of what happens when you totally emasculate a man. And then she continued, she took that stiletto and stuck it in his heart when he was down there self-flagellating, being so sorry for anything having to do with his testosterone.
They are clearly lying to the public and trying to signal to Justin Baldoni's team, like, look, we have nothing to do with this. We're not friends with her anymore. We don't even like her. We don't even know her. We can't believe she said this. They were running articles. She feels used. She feels abused. They claimed to TMZ in one article that she only met Justin once and it was briefly. And essentially she was startled because the meeting was supposed to be over at Blake's apartment.
And so that's what happens to you, right? Then you run into somebody who seems like a witch who will take advantage of you and hurt you until finally even that kind of a guy rises up. Now, he didn't do it himself exactly. He hired a badass named Brian Friedman. And he has badass women like me defending him. Mm-hmm. But slowly but surely, I think the male class is learning down on the floor, squirming and apologizing for being a man is not the way.
Well, today, her team, and respect to them for the speed at which her marketing team moves, dropped an entire article in the press announcing that her and Blake are taking a break. They're no longer friends because, shocking, Taylor Swift feels used. She always feels used. And she wants nothing to do with the Justin Baldoni situation. Is she being used, or are people starting to jump into lifeboats because Ryan and Blake's Titanic, the ship that not even God could sink, is sinking? It's going down because God is God, okay?
Blake Lively did not even read the book that the movie was based on.
Correct.
And we're not talking War and Peace. And then she wanted to, ixnayed all of the wardrobe choices, because when you're making a movie about a poor woman who's suffering from domestic violence, you want her to look like she has money.
Right.
That Blake said.
That's what she did.
She looks like she has money.
Yep.
And she's dressing in florals. And then she's going on this press tour, pushing her liquor line and her hair care line, because that's what women who are trying to escape with their lives are worried about.
First and foremost, with my non-legal expertise, as I have said from the very beginning, smartest possible move for Justin Baldoni's team to make. I've said depose her. I wasn't sure they were going to do it because Brian Friedman was asked about it by Harvey Levin on TMZ, and he said, well, we don't know. We'll see which way this case goes. And I'm going, what do you mean you don't know? That would be like the very first thing I would do. I would depose Taylor Swift against Blake Lively because first and foremost, no matter how you feel about Taylor Swift, you have to recognize and respect the fact.
Justin Baldoni, he has fought back yet again. He filed a lawsuit against the New York Times, which he had Brian Friedman on to discuss, saying it had done a defamatory report on Blake Lively's claims that she was allegedly harassed by this guy when they shot the movie It Ends With Us, a film about domestic violence. In that claim, they said the Times distorted the truth. They did not report text messages which were full and complete, which showed a very different meaning than the snippets that Blake Lively put in her complaint.
I told them that I wasn't in the best place. I told them that I was exhausted, that I haven't given myself time to recover or time to heal. I had an intense year, a lot of material success, and a lot of emotional stress. It's very hard on me and my family.
Explicit Tapes? Did Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni have a secret affair? This headline has ignited an unprecedented wave of speculation and intrigue in Hollywood circles and beyond. Observers find themselves captivated by the evolving saga involving actress Fake Lively, a Proud Shampoo Company owner, and her real reason for being relevant, Ryan Reynolds, and for all we know, he works at Mcdonald's. Justin Baldoni, a comparatively lesser-known figure propelled into the limelight by a contentious lawsuit. Recent developments indicate that a series of explicit recordings may have surfaced, pointing to an alleged hidden romance between Lively and Baldoni that, if substantiated, could permanently reshape the public's perception of all involved. If this was true, then this will make sense why Blake Lively is trying to protect this case from being publicly televised. Megyn Kelly, never one to hold back, has tossed the biggest log on the rumor fire. She's waving around insinuations that dear old Blake might have had a secret fling with Baldoni. Yes, an actual fling. because apparently running a fairy tale marriage with Mr. Reynolds just wasn't enough excitement. If any of these tapes or stories turn out to be true, let's just say the grand illusions surrounding Lively and her smirking husband might finally collapse in a glorious spectacle for the rest of us to gawk at. You might recall that at first, this Baldoni versus Lively legal clash was rumored to be some dull contract dispute or creative spat. Snooze fest, right? But soon, the internet started whispering about classified evidence and Blake Lively's desperation to keep the courtroom door shut. Gee, wonder why? Nobody was buying the, oh, it's just standard legal privacy spiel. We can smell the stench of scandal a mile away. Megyn Kelly has been gleefully kicking over the anthill. She began by calling out Lively's attempts at secrecy, mocking her alleged fear of something truly humiliating seeing the light of day. In no time, fans were licking their chops, suspecting hidden footage or recordings that Lively would rather burn than let the public see. And guess what? They just might exist, if you believe the swirling rumor mill. Suddenly, Justin Baldoni isn't just some B-lister or nice guy no one paid attention to. He's the potential archenemy in a fiasco that could dethrone Hollywood's so-called sweethearts. If there's one thing Megyn Kelly excels at, it's bulldozing the fragile illusions celebrities work so hard to maintain. She's out here hinting that Lively's hush-hush lawsuit might be covering up more than bland business details. According to Kelly's not-so-subtle digs, there's some new bombshell suggesting Lively and Baldoni shared more together time than the public realized. Like, can't air this on daytime TV kind of together time? Kelly's big claim? That we're looking at a full-blown romantic entanglement, with potential tapes documenting it. She's effectively telling the world, hey, maybe your squeaky clean starlet is a bit too squeaky. Ever wonder why she's pushing for a private? Hearing so hard? And the public? They're devouring every syllable. Some might say Kelly's stirring the pot for clicks and attention. Others think she's doing us all a favor by ripping off the mask. Either way, with Kelly piling on these allegations, the rumor train has sped into overdrive. Now, let's get to the juicy part. The alleged affair. Picture this. Blake Lively, the golden girl parading around as Mrs. Perfect, hooking up with Justin Baldoni, the guy who apparently came out of nowhere. If that's not the recipe for a primetime soap opera, I don't know what is. Sure, it might be far-fetched. Like, how did they sneak around with paparazzi trailing them 24/7? Then again, Hollywood folks have mastered the art of illusions. People are saying they've spotted weird interactions or that the timing of Lively's legal aggression aligns suspiciously well with potential love nest evidence. Others remain skeptical. Show us the receipts or shut up. Regardless, it's safe to say the rumor alone has folks glued to their phones, refreshing for updates. Because let's be real, many love seeing a power couple's veneer crack under the weight of a scandal, and secret affair tapes do the job nicely. Yes, explicit, as in definitely not for polite company. The rumor is that these tapes, perhaps discovered during legal discovery, depict interactions that no one, least of all Lively, wants splashed across tabloids or, heaven forbid, streaming in some corner of the internet. If that sounds insane, well, welcome to Hollywood, where private moments have a habit of escaping captivity if someone's got a big enough axe to grind. The internet is awash with breathless talk. Could these tapes exist? Are they just a figment of some troll's imagination? Everyone's waiting for the next big leak, the moment a snippet or screenshot claims to confirm the unthinkable. True or not, you can bet the crowd smelling blood is drooling at the idea that the oh-so-classy Lively might be caught in something, let's say, unmentionable. Like they say, the higher the pedestal, the harder the fall. Let's consider the meltdown if any of this is actually real. First off, Lively's entire brand would nosedive. She's spent years selling us her wholesome glow, marriage goals with wisecrack Reynolds, and the America's sweetheart who can also start a company or two. A revelation of a secret fling, cue moral outrage, mockery from the cynics, and that glorious social media frenzy. Ryan Reynolds wouldn't escape unscathed either. All that comedic banter with Lively on social media, people would wonder how genuine it all was. Some might pity him for being betrayed, others might suspect he's complicit in the show. Ironically, Reynolds' wisecracks might not land so well when everyone's whispering that his real life is the butt of the joke. Justin Baldoni, for his part, could become the hero or the villain, depending on who you ask. Some watchers might cast him as the cunning underdog who toppled Tinseltown's superficial monarchy. Others might brand him the sneaky opportunist who messed around with someone else's wife, but rest assured he'd be trending either way. We all know the Lively Reynolds brand is a hot commodity, basically a double act of look how cute and normal we are, endorsements, comedic social media jabs, and interviews full of them praising each other. If the rumored tapes come out and show Lively in some less than faithful scenario, that brand collapses faster than a poorly built house of cards. Studios might suddenly back off from giving them high-profile gigs. Nobody wants a messy scandal overshadowing their box office. And fans? Well, fans love drama, but they also hate feeling duped. The whispers that Lively and Reynolds have always been more hype than talent would grow louder, fueling a collective "we told you so" from the cynics. If they were ever truly A-listers, the letter might just get demoted. Justin Baldoni has been riding this wave of, "Wait, who's that?" to a front-page seat. One day, hardly anyone outside certain niches could pick him out of a lineup. Now, if you mention the guy possibly hooking up with Blake Lively behind Ryan Reynolds' back, eyes light up with recognition. Some folks on social media see Baldoni as an accidental hero. They find it hilarious that the man flipping burgers, as the cynics put it, might have stolen the spotlight from Hollywood's allegedly undeserving sweethearts. Others say he's manipulative, that maybe he orchestrated this fiasco to rocket himself into stardom. But guess what? We'll probably never know his real motivations. The point is, he's gone from invisible to infamous, and that's enough to keep the public enthralled. The real fireworks come from Megyn Kelly stepping into the ring. She's got a reputation for tearing down the facades celebrities painstakingly construct. If Kelly says she has receipts, or even hints that she's seen enough to doubt Lively's squeaky clean narrative, that alone pushes the rumor into hyperdrive. Hollywood's PR machines can try to spin, 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 but Kelly's brand thrives on yanking the curtain back anyway. It's one thing for random internet trolls to fling accusations, but when a high-profile commentator like Kelly starts dropping heavy hints, the gossip gains momentum. It also means Lively's PR team may be working overtime, planning to either counter or bury the story. That's a tough job when millions of eyes are already fixated on the potential meltdown of an it couple. We all know fans and haters are having a field day. Twitter threads read like dramatic scripts, with every unverified detail fueling the next big meltdown or comedic meme. Some folks can't wait for Lively and Reynolds to get dragged, believing them to be all hype. Others are calling it a ridiculous slander attempt, saying, "This is Hollywood's rumor factory at its worst." Meanwhile, platforms like TikTok churn out minute-long exposés, analyzing body language from old interviews or dissecting side-eye moments between Lively and Baldoni. Every so-called piece of evidence gets rehashed 1,000 times. It's the perfect environment for people who relish a good downfall story, especially if it topples a pair of stars often deemed pretentious or over-adored. From a legal standpoint, if these tapes are real and part of the lawsuit, we could be looking at a showdown over whether they get sealed or end up on public record. Typically, personal material can be kept under wraps, but high-profile fiascos sometimes slip through the cracks. If they do go public, Lively's people might cry invasion of privacy, while Baldoni's team, if it suits them, could argue it's necessary evidence. The lawyers must be chomping at the bit, either to exploit or suppress anything that benefits their side. Ethically, it's a minefield. Is it right to gleefully share personal footage or to feed into the rumor mill? In the court of public opinion, though, morality often takes a backseat to drama. And this scandal is brimming with drama potential. If explicit clips exist, we all know certain corners of the internet will devour them. Ryan Reynolds is famous for comedic roles and a near-constant stream of wisecracks on social media. If the always rumored affair is real, does that turn him into the clueless clown who missed all the red flags, or a stooge who's part of the PR spin? Either possibility is embarrassing. Some fans might pity him, others might find it hilarious that the comedic genius at home is the butt of a real-life joke. So, there you have it. Blake Lively, the self-styled Hollywood darling, rumored to be tangled up with some random guy, Justin Baldoni, in a hush-hush affair complete with alleged recordings. Megyn Kelly's jabs only add rocket fuel to these whispers, making it impossible for Lively or Reynolds to pretend this fiasco is just a contractual tiff. The possibility alone that the squeaky clean persona might be hiding something messy has turned the rumor into a feeding frenzy. If it's true, it could crumble everything Lively and Reynolds built their brand on, leaving them looking exactly like the overblown, marketing-hyped duo cynics claim they are. If it's false, well, we'll see how Lively and Baldoni spin it into damage control. In any case, the cat's out of the bag, and Hollywood watchers are all too eager to see what explosive twist drops next. Stay tuned, folks, because with rumors this juicy, there's bound to be more fireworks, and more eye rolls from those who've always found this so-called power couple way too good to be true. As the story continues to unfold, there's always more to discover. Thanks for tapping in now. Like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you're the first to know when more secrets come to light.